Hello, everybody. I thought I would take a couple of minutes to review the syllabus for you for Animal Science and Biotechnology. So, hopefully, you are in the right place. This class will serve as a dual credit for you. So, you'll get an elective credit and a fourth science credit for those of you that are, willing to put in the effort to pass. Um, this class is really pretty fun. We do a lot of cool things in here. I've taught this class now for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. And I think it's been different every single semester. Coach Tanner will also be with us this semester. He took this class with us last semester as well. So he should be really familiar with what kind of goes on and how the class is structured and can be a really good resource for you until I get back to school in a couple of weeks. For those of you that haven't ever taken an ag class before, just know that some of the things that I have you do are based on this thing called the three circle model of agricultural education, which includes classroom instruction, supervised ag experiences, and the FFA. And with those three things, they're supposed to work together collectively to give you kind of this total program experience, which is kind of hard to do, but I do my best in what I have you do to make that happen. We're going to talk about kind of a variety of all kinds of different livestock species from poultry, swine, horses, cows. We'll talk about alternative animals like fish, llamas, alpacas, bison, and everything between. And then we'll also hit on some of the not so pleasant topics like reproduction. We'll talk about nutrition. We'll talk about laboratory animals and animal behavior and all kinds of stuff. I think I keep adding new topics every time that I teach it. But it is pretty fun. As far as the way the class is structured, if you've taken my class before, like in basic ag, then you should be really familiar with kind of how things are going to go. I do ask that you participate in classwork and contribute to discussions and participate in presentations and all that jazz. So, that being said, all of that is going to weigh the most in the grade book. So, even if you do really well in your SAE and you get all the leadership points, if you don't do a darn thing all semester, you're not going to be doing so well. We will have a couple of tests in here. I think probably about once every 4 or 5 weeks we'll have a test, and they will be cumulative because your SAE counts as your final exam. So I make your test cumulative to where they review previous topics and units in an effort to make sure that you're still kind of staying on track and you're learning what I'm hoping you learn. And it serves as a really good way for me to kind of review what I need to change so that you can perform and do better in class and that you're learning the things that I hope that you are learning. When I do return to school, one of my responsibilities within the school is I also serve as the FFA advisor. And so some of the things that I have you do while I'm out of school, I expect you to do to keep you entertained. But I also try not to leave you just busy work. It's something that we do regardless if I was at school or not. But if you're one of those people that decides that day that you're just not going to do whatever I leave you, that really stinks because you're going to get a zero. You're not going to be able to make it up, and it's worth 20% of your grade. So I really hope that you will take that initiative and do what I leave you when I'm gone, taking care of my other responsibilities. Your SAE and leadership points, which I'll talk about here in just a couple of minutes, are worth 25% of your grade in an effort to make sure that you're meeting those three circle model needs, but also because I think they're quite important and beneficial to you. As far as required materials go, I would like you to bring your Chromebook charged to class every day. I have plenty of outlets in my room. If you need to bring your charger and charge your Chromebook in my room, I know some teachers are not cool with that, but it doesn't bother me. I do ask that you also bring a pair of earbuds or headphones that would work with your Chromebook for a variety of reasons. And then I am required by the district to charge you $20 FFA membership dues to help cover the cost of our dues to national and state FFA. But Mr. Collins and I do give you a t shirt if you pay your dues by August 31st. We guarantee you a t-shirt. I can't guarantee you one after that because we normally order them the first week of September, but you're always still welcome to pay your dues up until like the day the semester ends. I really hope that you don't wait that long, but you are always welcome to pay your dues past that, hopeful deadline of August 31st. You can pay those in cash or check to Mr. Collins until I get back, or you can pay online. There's a link at the end of the syllabus that you can send them to. But I've already told everyone's parents in an email that is the case. So hopefully those will start rolling in here pretty soon. As far as what I expect from you in class, I do have pretty high expectations for you in both your behavior and your classwork. I realize that we are all at different learning abilities and capabilities, and that is absolutely 100% okay. But I do expect you to give me whatever your best is every single day. So be respectful to not only each other, but myself and things that don't belong to you. If you check out the front of the room, there's a set of drawers that has a bunch of supplies in it that you're always welcome to use. It's got pencils, markers, colored pencils, scissors, glue sticks, and everything in between. And I do have things to replace those supplies should they go missing or run out. So please help yourself. I provide those to you so that way you don't have to worry about bringing them if you are not able. um, be responsible, please. Make sure you're raising your hand when you want to speak. Come to class ready to learn. Stay seated. There's no reason to be up wandering the classroom unless you have a purpose. I don't mind if you snack in here. I know that lunch is a long time from now, but you just came back from lunch, so hopefully that's not a problem. But if you are snacking or drinking, I do ask that you pick up after yourself. I have 3 other people to clean up after at home. I really don't appreciate having to clean up after 70 students every day as well. So leave the room better than you found it. Be the bigger person, pick up the piece of trash that doesn't belong to you, and toss it into the trash can. Speak appropriately. I don't appreciate hearing foul language in my classroom for whatever reason. My dad was a sailor. I'm just going to leave it at that. Practice some etiquette. Keep your cell phones put away. I don't know if you've read the handbook recently, but it does tell you that you need to keep them put away. Otherwise, you can be sent to the office. Speaking inappropriately, being on your cell phones, and talking when I'm talking are probably the biggest ways that you're going to get in trouble in my class, possibly sent to the office if contacting your parents does not work. So just know that those are kind of the 3 things that will easily not go over so well with me. Leaving class, we'll have one person out at a time to the bathroom or to get water. Vending machine trips, if they're on at all, will be limited to the first and last 10 minutes of class. Yeah, we're going to leave it at that. As far as being at school, it's become kind of a problem here at OCHS of you guys just being at school, being present, because there hasn't been a huge attendance policy. I hope that you will know that it's really easy to pass classes when you're at school. When you start to not come to school because of whatever reason, I realize that some of you have medical reasons, and that's a whole nother story. But if you're just not coming to not come to school, it becomes a problem, and you get behind in your classwork, and then that's how you don't do so hot at the end of the semester. So be here at school if you are able. I will gladly work with you if other valid reasons come up. But if you are at school, be at school, able to be at school. Your SAE program. So this is basically a semester-long project that you're getting involved in something. And we'll talk more about what that something is going to look like next week on Friday. But I do ask that you have a minimum of 20 hours invested from now until it's due on December 9th. You take 6 pictures of you doing your project. I do prefer if you're in those pictures as proof that you actually completed the project, not that you just made it up. I'm sure some of you are not guilty of that at all if you've ever been in that class. And we'll record our hours logged into AET, which is our SAE record keeping system, which I'll show you how to use tomorrow. And then at the end of the semester, we will present them. That should be pretty straightforward. But again, we'll talk way more about what that is going to look like next Friday. Leadership points. So your leadership points is your way to get that FFA kind of component embedded into this class. I do ask that you pay those $20 dues, but you don't have to actively participate in FFA past that unless you desire. I know that we're all busy and that FFA is not for everyone. So I don't want to make you participate. I hope that you will, but if you want to do something else, that won't hurt my feelings either. But I do want you to, contribute to your community and learn some leadership skills, even if they are outside of the FFA. So I have you earn these leadership points, and I'm going to show you kind of what those look like at some point. But just know that some of these points you can get from participating in at the FFA. You can get from participating in school events like Spirit Days or the Canathon or what have you. Some other opportunities might arise. You can also get them from participating in community service, like volunteering at the animal shelter, going to pack lunches for the Oconee Resource Council, whatever that might be. I don't know how many of you are planning to go to college after high school, but just know that some of these opportunities are going to look really great on a college resume because they count as community service. So I'm trying to do you, help you towards that goal by getting you to do that. And I'll explain kind of what those are after I finalize what that's going to look like this semester, hopefully today. If you're interested, we do have a livestock show team that you can participate in, and that will serve as your SAE project this semester. If you are interested and want to do that for sure, go have a chat with Mr. Collins, because I don't know if you'd be able to do it when I get back to school. It might be a little late. But you can show pigs, you can show sheep, you can show goats, and beef or dairy cattle, or a combination of one or more of those. And we do have a livestock barn here on property that you can house these animals at, based on first come, kind of first serve needs. So if you're interested in that, feel free to go chat with Mr. Collins or send one of us an email or what have you. I think that's about it. So I do ask that after kind of looking through this and making sure that you know what you're getting yourself into, you fill out a syllabus agreement form. It's a super short Google form that I've already sent to your parents. That's up on Canvas. That I would like you to fill out and complete, and that'll be one of your first grades in the grade book, just to make sure that you've signed your life away for this class. I do have a couple of Remind accounts that you can join. I've used them in the past and then I didn't use them, but I'm hoping I can get back into it again this semester. So there should be one for all of my classes, one for each of my classes, and then one for the Oconee FFA that you can join right there. Those are the codes. And then you can pay your dues, like I said, with cash or check to Mr. Collins until I get back, or online at the link here. So, and those are our hang tags. I think that's what those are called, for all of our social media accounts for our FFA chapters and what have you. So if you're interested, feel free to join those. I think you get some leadership points for following us on social media. But in the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Mr. Collins is also really familiar with a lot of this, so if you have an immediate question, feel free to stop by his room and have a chat with him. See you shortly.